Hello everybody, welcome back to the Nocturnal Gaming Network. My name is Xeriua, and today we are playing Spaceflight Simulator. Today is part 3 of our Orbital Rendezvous Mini-Series here. So today we are going through, and we have another module here. It has an apoapse of 1,500 kilometers. I don't know why I want to say 1.5 kilometers, but that's clearly wrong. And then a periapse of 30 kilometers. So this thing is at a very, very elliptical orbit. And today we're going to go through and we're going to go back to build, and we are going to rendezvous a ship with it, a rocket. So let's start by launching. This is literally the same exact rocket we've used in the last couple episodes, so I'm not going to show the build. There's nothing really special with it anyway. So let's get going here. So we're going to do our normal gravity turn. We're going to attempt to keep this at a fairly low apoapse for the time being. It will be the periapse, but we want to keep it low because, well, we don't want to be too far exterior to the orbit of our target module. Did I actually set that as a target? I don't think I did, so we're going to have to do that. But first, we're going to have to make it out of the atmosphere. And for this one, what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to turn my thrust way down here. Well, we just wait, and hopefully by doing that, we should be able to keep our apoapse nice and low while we're launching here. So something like this, right? We're going to have to stage, but that's okay. I can rotate out, so let's stage right now. Boom, boom. Please. There it is. Turn that off. Hit that. Rotate in ever so slightly. Bam. And then we can rotate back. And we can check what we're doing here. Okay, so let's just go full blast. And what we need to do is we need to increase our speed here. But we don't want to raise our apoapsis too much. So we have plenty of thrust to weight in this specific case that we don't really need to worry about overshooting our apoapse. So we're just going to keep turning ourselves to make sure that we keep the apoapse down low, right at 30 kilometers. Because we are literally, about to make orbit here. So it doesn't really matter. There it is, 30.2. We have passed the Kármán line, and I believe we are, 25 kilometers. We are basically at orbit. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait until we're at the periapse of the other orbital path, and then we are going to finish our burn to actually raise the apoapse out of the atmosphere, or the periapse in this case, out of the atmosphere. But it will very quickly turn into our apoapse. So right about here. Bam, there's the burn. Alright, and now what we can do is watch the closest approach here. And we're going to wait until it's actually, really close. Something like this. I don't know where exactly it went. I saw it disappear. Oh, here it is. That is so close. So 320 something kilometers or meters rather, and we can go around a couple times. We're safely out of the atmosphere, so we're just going to accelerate time. What we're waiting for is the other target module to return to Earth. So something like this. Now, we need to get ready. We need to go to 100% thrust, because what's going to happen is we're going to cross out beyond this path, and then we're going to want to raise our apoapsis really fast. Like, maybe even consider starting to burn right now, because this thing's going to blow right by us like we're standing still. So something like this. Now we're actually slightly off as far as our angle goes, but that's not really that big of a deal. We can use our RCS thrusters to attempt to fix the angle. Something like this. And I'm hitting the down RCS thruster right now. Down and right. And between, not right, left, excuse me. And between the two of them, we're actually in the atmosphere, by the way. Not anymore, but we were. There we go. So now we have basically matched the orbital path of this thing. So it is slightly behind us. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to raise our apoapsis here. Where'd it go? Where's our closest approach? Right here, it says. Maybe if I do something like this, I can bring it closer together. Here it is. What do we have? Closest approach of 2,000 meters. Oh. We're at a point where... Okay, so I'm going the wrong way. 2-4. Sort of hard to do this because, you know, we're pushing the closest approach around the orbit. 250 meters. That's actually really close. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here. We're going to follow this, and we're going to see what happens. Now we should be very slightly outside of the orbit of this thing, so it's actually going to catch up to us very slowly. And then as we get to our apoapse, our orbits should come back together. So looking at this, we're actually very close together. I mean, relatively. We have to zoom way in here to actually see what's going on. So let's zoom out. Can we see it? No, we cannot. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our RCS thrusters now to try and bring ourselves together here. Use our RCS thrusters to slow ourselves down as well as actually change the orbital direction. Alright, and now we are very, very close together. If I zoom out this time, we probably, yes, there it is on the right side of the screen, about halfway up. I know it's hard to see on the video, but you know, I can't really do too much about that. So what we're going to do is use the RCS thrusters. We're going to go down, and that's going to bring us closer to this, hopefully. There it is. Yes, now it's moving up relative to us. There it is. We can accelerate time a little bit. I can zoom in. All right, there we go. So now we can use left on the RCS thrusters. We'll rotate ourselves to the correct orientation-ish. Something like that. We can start using the RCS thrusters to the left to cancel out our horizontal velocity. We just basically want vertical at this point. We'll accelerate time a little bit here to get ourselves closer. There we go. Now, where we're not angled perfectly, you know, north, south, east, when we actually use our RCS thrusters, we're giving thrust in multiple directions. So when possible, it is actually easier if you orient yourself straight up and down or straight side to side, and the RCS thrusters will give you a more pure vector when you actually use a little bit of thrust. So here we are. We're about to make contact. Oh, we bumped it. Oh, we bumped it again. There we go. We got it. So let's go out here and check our apoapsis. We have changed the apoapsis by 0.1 and the periapsis by 2.3. We can't have that. So we're actually going to go through and if I hit the right buttons here, we're going to try and there we go. Set the periapsis. The periapsis is set. We're a little high on the apoapsis, but that's okay. We have made contact with this thing. And that's it for this video. We have done a very elliptical orbit and, done it in what I think is a fairly easy method here. So the next time we return, we are going to this module here that's at 50 kilometers by 50 kilometers, and we are going to do an advanced orbital rendezvous. And by advanced, I mean instead of, going up and, making orbit and then ever so slightly changing our apoapsis and periapsis and orbital trajectory to bring ourselves closer together. We are specifically going to be targeting this module, and we are going to launch and directly intersect this this rocket module. I don't know why I just stumbled over that. But with the main goal of making rendezvous and actually connecting in with the module before we get one full rotation around the planet. Okay, so I'll explain that later in that video. And thank you all so much for watching. My name's Xeriua, and this is the Nocturnal Gaming Network bringing you Spaceflight Simulator. Have yourselves a wonderful night, everybody.